Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Nine Sim or Cimnanya, and thank you all so much for all the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So I came across this video for some days now. We all can actually testify that DEI has kind of become another word they use for Black people, and now they start calling Black people DEI. And this one actually came out to complain that during a men's basketball team that white people did not make it to the team, only Black people, DEI, right? So that also, I don't know why they keep doing this, but I think some of them are always in shock when they see Black people in some certain places or having some certain positions. Why? Because they have already conditioned their minds that we are not supposed to get to a certain level as humans. Why? Because some things are made for them. So when they see a Black person there, they question it. Because how can you do it? How did you get there? Were you supposed to there? That position should actually be for me, not for someone that look like me. But before I continue, I am going to say a very big shout out to Black people for always dominating, coming out, doing their best, and the rest of it. We are absolutely doing great, and we are already progressing. And if they are not comfortable, the fact that they forgot that DEI and affirmative action benefited them more than every other person. Before you all continue looking for someone to blah blah blah, check yourself out very well. Let's get into this video.
You know, not a single white person was selected to be on the men's 2024 basketball team for the Olympics. Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Only when it suits you.
You troglodyte glowworms escapee from the Caucasus Mountains by way of Pe0ple Valley think you all really be onto something, but you just be exposing your stupidity. Red Wave America, is this you? Of course it is. Let's get it. Now, before I get to the troglodyte, let's take this moment to give a shout out to Earl Francis Lloyd, the first Black man to play in an NBA game in 1950. Earl passed in 2015. Now, I could just go for the low-hanging fruit and mention that 75% of the coaching staff picked for the men's Olympic team is white, headed by Steve Kerr, Mark Few from Gonzaga, and Miami Heat coach Eric Spoelstra. But let's go further, because you're probably trying to equate the roster as the team and not including the coaches. So let's find out why none of those top white players are on the roster for the United States basketball team. And let's start with the lead scorer in the league, Luka Doncic. See, Luka is a Slovenian, and he was trying to guide his national team to the Olympics, but they got defeated by Greece, so they didn't make it past the qualifier. But it would probably have been hard to represent two countries in the Olympics. But you know that, right? You knew that. Moving right along. Now let's move down the list to the next exceptional white scorer, Nikola Jokic. And Nikola Jokic is Serbian, and he's on the 16-man preliminary roster for the Serbian Olympic team. But you knew that also, right? Now, the next white player is so good, Domantas Samonte, that he's not only on the lead scorer list, he's also the number one rebounder in the NBA this season. And Domantas is also Lithuanian, and he was on their national team to try to qualify for the Olympics. But you knew that. If either one of these exceptional men were American citizens interested in representing their country, they would have been on the United States Olympic team, because they're not mediocre like you. And your outrage at this point, it's just manufactured for the moment. You wanted to get DEI in there. But here's the thing. If you had really been following men's basketball for the last 30 years, you would know that there have only been two white players on the United States Olympic basketball roster. Because most of the exceptional white basketball players never give up their citizenship to their country, and they usually go home to try to help their countries win Olympic gold against the American team. But you knew that, right?
Do you know not a single white person was selected to be on the men's 2024 basketball team for the Olympics? Diversity, equity, and inclusion. Only when it suits you.
What happened? Because like 5 days ago, DEI just meant black. Now it doesn't mean black anymore? If there's one thing I'm sick of collectively, it's the moving of the goalpost. I love that you brought DEI into this because it furthers the explanation that it does not mean race. These people played harder, scored better, got better ratings, and simply made the team. I just don't know what you want. I don't know where you want to put the goalpost or what you want to do with these things anymore. And DEI doesn't cover a race. It covers all groups. This covers veterans. It covers expecting mothers. It covers genders. It covers so much stuff. You can't say it means one thing today and move the goalpost in 4 days when you find something to further that very specific narrative. Aren't you tired? There's no way you're not exhausted from that. It's the woe is me whites.
Attention, please. Y'all, take a listen as this former Colt 45 aide said the quiet part out loud. And basically said that Vice Pres Kamala Harris was a DEI hire. But don't take my word for it. Just watch. Press play.
Bottom line here is that it's going to go to Kamala, if anybody, because she was a DEI hire, and she was hired because President Biden said when he was a candidate that he wanted to hire a woman to be his number two, and then after the BLM riots, then he got a lot of pressure to have a black woman from a lot of black women's groups, and he did that, and now it's very tough for them to push her to the side because there'll be a lot of groups very disappointed, black Americans, black voters, who are just going to think that they're moving around her for somebody else for political reasons, and it's really her turn if he steps down.
Okay, the DEI thing I strongly disagree with here, but this is not my place to have the disagreement with you. It's Alice's. So Alice...
Yeah, you shouldn't talk, John, you shouldn't talk like that. It makes you sound like a racist. Don't talk like that.
Look, it's the party that embraces DEI. Those are the guys that put identity above qualifications.
Don't talk. Listen.
Lord have mercy, y'all. He just couldn't help himself. But ain't it funny, y'all, that the very people who benefit from legacy and nepotism the most are the loudest ones in the building, the loudest ones in the room, when in fact, y'all, they are hired many times just because they are white presenting. Now, do you want to tell them, or should I? I guess somebody needs to inform him, y'all, that a white male with a high school diploma has the same chances as getting a job as an African-American male with an associate's degree. Now, there was a study done by the Young Invincibles, and they looked at the effects of race in education and employment, revealing the impact of race and how it can have an impact on individuals' chances of getting a job. And wouldn't you know it, y'all, that, and it should come to no surprise, that black millennials are more than 2 times more likely to face unemployment than their white counterparts, at 16% compared to 7.1%. Now, if you don't like VP Harris, then just say that. If you don't like the policies that she stands for, just say that. But we all know she is beyond qualified. I mean, it is without question. Y'all, just look at her damn track record in terms of being an elected official. And not to mention her damn education. Now, what I do know without question, y'all, is those 3 little letters, DEI, to the white hooded party. Oh, that's the new N-word. It is, y'all. And you can't prove me otherwise. And those on the right, you know what, y'all, they got some nerve. Knowing that their beloved Justice Clarence Barton paid for Thomas is without question unqualified and unfit to be a Supreme Court justice. And they know it. They just like him because he simply agrees with all of their policies. because he's been bought and paid for. And truth be told, y'all, if it wasn't for affirmative action, his ass wouldn't be in the position that he is. Now, can we just keep it all the way 1,000, y'all? Can I keep it a buck with y'all? They know that we are fit and qualified, and they are the very ones that are unfit and unqualified. Haters are always gonna hate, but when in doubt, y'all know that they always gonna blame the niggers. But I got 2 words for them: level up, and those would be facts on facts on facts on facts on top of facts. Anyway, carry on.
So this is all I got from this video, and this is completely wickedness, or should I say witchcraft. I don't know whichever one it is, but then the fact they think that we are not qualified for anything, or we cannot fit into anywhere, or the fact they think that we are not supposed to have anything or get something good or have something good going on for us, it's really crazy, because they know that there are the soul or the major people that benefit when it comes to DEI and other things, affirmative action. Now, affirmative action has been struck out. DEI now became the new N word. Because before it used to be woke, that was the N word. But now it's DEI, And they say it in a way that it will dawn on you that these people really do not mean well. Because how would somebody come out to say that this DEI got all the jobs and they did not get anything, like, they were able to be in the basket or whatever team and all that, but none of them. God have mercy. This is really crazy, because if it is not crazy, some people are going gaga already and they do not know it. Because how do you come? I don't know. There are some things people shouldn't be doing, especially being an older adult. That tells you that being old or being mature or, being age does not mean that somebody will be mature or have sense. Because how come they do not have sense? And now I shout out to T. Nathan, T. Nathan, how he actually came out with his truth, because they really do need all this. Sometimes they say things without even knowing what they are saying. I like the fact that he checked him out, because you all can see the coaches. Now, let me tell us something. There are some things you all might not really be very qualified to do, and the best people might be us, right? And when that happens, we are not fit, because they've already said that most of the places we get into, especially universities and all that, is because of DEI. And I remember them, Joe Reed, during that, there was a time, during affirmative action, that they were like, she is in kind of privilege because she got into Harvard University because of DEI and all that. A majority of Black people that got into Harvard University actually came out to say that yes, it was that helps them, but that does not mean that they are not qualified, that they are also fit for that, right? So for any opportunity they get, they also look for a way to tell you that you probably would not have been here if not for this that helped you, right? So this is now the game that they've been playing. And trust me, this really doesn't make any sense. Because I remember saying, I have brought that here. Charlie Kirk, who actually came out to say that if he sees a Black pilot, that he's going to, he would be kind of worried, because how did he get his certification to fly, right? It means we are not qualified to be in some certain positions. I also remember them saying that we are not good with managerial positions, or we are not good with some soft skills, that we are only great when it comes to things that got to do with labor. So when they see you in that position as a Black person, they are not comfortable, because they've already they've made up their mind nothing good is supposed to happen to you. So when they see that great thing happening, they are in shock. They are not believing it because it should come to them because they are the ones that should get it, not you. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.